Hi, I'm Nick Paulson. You're watching News 24 Live. I'm joined in studio by Sport 24 editor Garen Lamley and one of our regular rugby columnists, Tank Lanning, to preview the weekend's rugby action. Of course, it's the last round of the Rugby Championship, second last round of the Currie Cup. Gentlemen, good morning. Thanks for joining me.
Morning, Nick.
How's it?
Tank, I'm going to start with you. The All Blacks, the Springboks, I'm feeling a bit indifferent about this match because there's no silverware to play for. Get us excited about this game.
Yeah, I must say I've taken some heat about calling it a dead rubber on Twitter, and I don't think an All Black Springbok test can ever be called a dead rubber. But the fact of the matter is that it is. The All Blacks have won it convincingly yet again for the third time. They are the best side in the world for good reason. For me, the reason I'm getting excited is because I'm definitely seeing the Boks playing a new ball in hand kind of game. It's something that I've been calling for ages, and I think they're eventually doing it. I think Pollard is the man for it. I love the fact that Lambie then takes his place and they replace like with like. Obviously the big issue is that loose forward, and if Dwayne doesn't play, there's some issues. We've lost Lowe, we've lost Alberts, and last year it was all about Mark Sagvoor and blunt force trauma. And without those guys, it hasn't really worked. And Dwayne has been astonishing in the breakdown and ball in hand. So without him, in comes Burger, who was good against the Aussies, especially when he, obviously when he came on. But I still don't think he's quite the man beast he was before he got injured. So lose Vermeulen, and then we got some issues, especially against Reed and McCaw, the best loose forwards in the world. But I think the All Blacks might have one foot on the plane home. They've already got the silverware in hand. They've got a couple of injuries of themselves, and the Boks are on their up. So I think there's a real chance of the Boks taking this one. I think it's worth getting excited about.
Okay. Staying with the loose forwards, Teboho Mahoje, there's been some sort of mixed reaction as to his debut last week. Some guys thought it was pretty solid. Some guys thought it wasn't convincing. What do you think he deserves to start again?
Well, look, I think he deserves to start again, mainly because he was selected in the first place. You don't select a guy for one test. That's truly offsides. And I think Mayer would be making a mistake by doing that. And I think he's made the right call. Is he ready to play international rugby? I'm not sure. I certainly think he had a better Super Rugby than Lood de Jager had, and Lood de Jager has played Test Rugby, not particularly well in my mind. Is Oupa ready? Probably not. Should he have been selected again? I think so. I think it's great for team morale. I think it's great for the team. I think Burger showed what should be done at Springbok Rugby. As I say, I don't think he's quite the physical beast that he was, but he just took them on. And I think this Springbok side needs the Boks side to dominate before they can start sort of sending the ball out wide, like for any other side. And I'm not sure Oupa brings that yet. Should he have been selected again? Yes, I strongly believe so. But without Dwayne next to him, there really could be some trouble against Kieran Reid, best eighth man in the world, McCaw, one of the best open-siders in the world. So it's a risky call, but I quite like the fact that Mayer's made that bold call. I think players will respect that decision.
Okay. Garen, your thoughts?
Yeah, as Tank says, I'm really looking forward to this match. There's been talk all week about this being a dead rubber, but you've got to take your hat off to the All Blacks. They picked up the bonus points against Argentina, both in New Zealand and in Argentina, which proved to be the difference at the end of the day, with South Africa failing to do that. In fact, I think against the Wallabies last weekend, if it wasn't for those last 10 minutes, we wouldn't have picked up a 4-try bonus point at all in this tournament. So All Blacks deserving winners of the title. I agree that in South Africa, the second best team in the world, the Springboks, it should be a close game. I'm not 100% sure which way this game's going to go. It could come down to a missed tackle here, a missed penalty here, perhaps a yellow card. So, excited about the match. I actually do think the Springboks are going to win this. The All Blacks picked up another couple of injuries to their tight five this weekend. So, out goes White Crockett in the front row. He's replaced by Joe Moody. Joe Moody obviously far less experienced than Crockett up front, although he does come from the Crusaders who, churn out the front rows at a rate of knots. And they've also lost in the second row old Brodie Retallick, who's been, I think, one of the players of the tournament for the All Blacks, 23 or 24, whatever, he's got a massive career ahead of him. So that's two players out of the tight five. Jeremy Thrush comes in for Retallick, able replacement. He has played in this tournament to date. But I think the Springboks will look at the All Black tight five in particular, look to dominate there, at scrum time, perhaps at the rolling maul for sure, which is my absolute worst, the rolling maul. But with the fact that we don't need to score 4 tries really in this match, I think the Springers are going to go back to the tried and tested, grind up front, wear down the All Blacks, and then perhaps swing it wide after that. So I think it's going to be the battle's going to be one up front. I think the All Blacks have an advantage at loose trio. Jerome Kane as well complements their loose trio tremendously well. Heineke may for sure be sweating on the fitness of Dwayne Vermeulen. As Tank correctly said, Skalkberg was fantastic in the last 20 minutes last weekend. I'm not 100% sure he can do that for 60 minutes if he starts and then replaced perhaps by Warren Whiteley. So I think Heineke will be, really, really hoping that Vermeulen gives him 60 minutes, 50 minutes perhaps, and then Skalkberg comes in after that. But, fantastic match in store. Hopefully the weather is good. Hopefully, the crowd is sold out, which is fantastic for Ellis Park, not always the case. South Africa got a tremendous record at Ellis Park. Altitude will favour them as well. All Blacks, 1 foot on the plane, having been in Argentina, they're 1 step closer to home. I think the Springboks are going to squeak this one by, but it'll be close by 3 or 4 points, but really looking forward to the match.